Welcome to our 8th chat in the Fireside chat series entitled Balancing Micromanagement and Micromanagement. As always, I'm Dr. KD Ewulu, Executive Coach and author of the leadership book, Big Dreams, Making It Happen for Organizations and Teams. Thanks for joining me for this 15-minute chat. And if you're not able to join us live, thanks for watching the replay of the presentation. Today, we're going to go into a little bit more detail concerning the concepts of managing from afar and near. We're going to delve into the steps to successful balanced management. And this is as part of the monitoring, measuring, and controlling process. Now, it's obvious that one of the biggest challenges that team leaders can face is how to back off and allow their subordinates some room to use their initiative during the execution stage of tasks, and yet remain readily available should they need support or direction. As business owners, mid-level operatives, or even C-suite decision makers, we're often expected to strike a good balance between micromanagement and micromanagement. And we'll get this achieved by keeping tabs on productivity, on efficiency, on quality, and on scope metrics, and by leveraging appropriate oversight methodologies. I'm going to start by briefly defining micromanagement. Micromanagement is the practice of managing from afar and of not being involved in the nitty-gritty and the details of execution. It does operate on the principle of articulating or describing the big picture. That is where we are and where we want to be, especially to our team members, and of trusting, therefore, that they can plan the ways and means of achieving the big picture as described. This is a penchant for real leaders who understand the value of professionally grooming their direct reports. However, we all know it's not easy to be a micromanager, as it does require appropriately trained team members with the initiative to work independently, and yet be able to ask for direction when the need arises. There are scenarios where micromanagement will work, where it will not work, and there are also several skills needed to effectively micromanage. We're going to be discussing these subsequently. Micromanagement, excuse me, micromanagement on the flip side is a practice of managing others closely and of being involved in arriving at the ways and means of getting things done, as well as closely monitoring your direct reports as they navigate the execution stage. This style of managing others is often seen when high-performing frontline individuals get elevated to leadership positions, and then they tend to perform tasks themselves instead of delegating due to many cogent reasons. Most team members do not appreciate being micromanaged, as they feel they are not trusted with delegated tasks. However, there are certain limited scenarios that leverage micromanagement as the best option of oversight. And we're going to be looking at this phenomenon in closer detail subsequently as well. The most successful mode of oversight occurs when we can identify and maintain true balance between micromanagement and micromanagement. Organizational leaders, mid-levels, and business owners must find a true balance between micromanagement and micromanagement to be effective, efficient, productive, and to create favorable workspaces. Knowing when to leverage one style over and above another is critical to success. For example, rookies and new hires will prefer to be told what to do, shown how it should be accomplished, and coached through the required process for accomplishing their tasks. This is a form of micromanagement. However, it is time constrained, dependent on time, as they will prefer less detailed guidance and scrutiny once they come up to speed with performing their assigned tasks. On the other hand, subject matter experts, what we call SMEs, and job captains will prefer macro management to micromanagement, as they already know how to perform their tasks efficiently. They know the ways and means of getting things done, and they will become unhappy if their leaders leaned towards the micromanagement style. Now, let's review some specific practices that can help us with deciphering which style of management to embrace, as well as sustaining the effectiveness of either or a combination of both of them. Number one, training. Training is one of the main pillars of finding true balance between macro and micromanagement. When our direct reports are well trained, the confidence to delegate work and not hover around them will increase. On the part of the delegate, that's the person being delegated to, knowing when to do things based on their initiative and when to seek help and guidance from their leaders should become second nature. Training is often reserved for those who are low on skill, but high on enthusiasm, positive attitudes, and the willingness to learn. Number two, there's delegation. This practice of leadership is often a learned behavior, and leaders need to make concerted efforts to delegate. It does not come naturally. There are several reasons why people hesitate to delegate. It could be because they can do it better, quicker, and at less cost. It could also be that their followers do not have the required level of expertise or competence to successfully complete the task assigned to expected quality levels. Or it could just be because the leader does not want to impose or overburden their subordinates or peers. Research has shown that leaders should delegate once their subordinates can perform the task assigned to them up to 80% efficiency. The 20% required to perform the tasks completely can only come through practice once the delegate is hands-on. Now, some of the tasks that should be routinely delegated include recurring matters, minor decisions, time-consuming details, and what your direct report is qualified to do. However, there are also some tasks that are not advisable to delegate. These include giving positive or negative feedback, discipline, terminations, performance issues, and confidential matters. Other aspects of delegation include reverse delegation. This is where we're asking a superior officer to assist us in performing a task. And horizontal delegation, where we're seeking the help of our peers or people outside of our sphere of authority to perform a task. In both cases, we should ensure that we already have a cordial relationship with the person. We have developed our executive currency with the person, or that we can triangulate. I'm going to briefly touch on these three aspects. Executive currency is when, due to interaction in the past, we have built a rapport, and the person in question owes us one, in quotes. We're therefore leveraging the fact that we have done them good deeds in the past to request horizontal delegation or up delegation favors. Triangulating occurs when we share a common boss with our peers, and we ask our boss to ask them to help us. Now, this often comes with a tacit assurance of visibility with the peers boss. Basically, the syndrome of what's in it for me, WIFM, being that the leadership will be informed of their unqualified assistance during the accomplishment of the task in question. Another WIFM could be the expectation of reciprocity when the need arises. Basically, we respond in kind when they have a future need. Still on the topic of delegation, there are about 5 levels of delegates. That is, those to whom tasks are assigned to by supervisors. These are level 1 delegates are those that wait to be told what to do, rookies who do not know what or how to perform. Second level delegates are those that ask what to do. They know what to do, but they need permission to commence action. Third level delegates are those that recommend when they notice a problem, then they act on the problem. Fourth level delegates are those that act on a problem, then report back. They recap their intervention on an individual basis. And then the top level delegate, level number 5, is the person who notices a problem, initiates action, and reports back periodically. They recap a grouping of their interventions, maybe on a weekly basis, or bi-weekly basis, or monthly basis. Now, let's conclude by looking briefly at the subject of milestones. A milestone is the process of breaking a principal objective into smaller, more manageable chunks, and then including calendar dates as part of the scheduling to ensure accountability and timeliness during execution. The smaller chunks of work ensure that there are phase gates where work completed can be evaluated for correctness, and where praise and motivation can be re-injected to executors or frontliners. It also ensures that executors are not fatigued while achieving the main objective, and that leaders help generate small wins. This is a key principle in motivating team members to greater productivity levels. Let's touch a little bit on support structure. The support structure refers to assistance that is made available for planners, executors, and controllers as they go about their defined tasks. Assistance could come in the form of executive champions intervening, facilitating, or smoothing processes. It could include flexibility in extending task durations where needed, budget increases, scope and quality adjustments, human resource additions, and tech support in the areas of hardware and software. Now, when operatives and direct reports understand that these contingencies can be negotiated for, there is confidence, higher productivity, and reduced employee attrition. These are pointers that a true balance between micromanagement and micromanagement is practiced by the leadership. Finally, I'll touch on leadership availability. This is when leaders train their team members fully, delegate confidently, and give them the required support to work productively in a macro-managed environment. They must also make themselves available to frontline executors. So availability means that your team members must know how to reach us at very short notice should they require our input, direction, or facilitation. In the modern workspace where virtual teams are common, email access and cell phone numbers will suffice, as internet connectivity is accessible globally. We all know that. Limited access to email or text while managing from afar is no longer a tenable excuse for being inaccessible. All right, folks, again, my time is up. We're going to pick this up from here when you join me in 2 weeks' time on this same platform as we continue our review of my leadership book, Big Dreams, Making It Happen for Organizations and Teams. In our next broadcast on Monday, May 13th, 2024, titled Keeping Tabs on Productivity, Efficiency, Quality, and Boundaries, we'll learn more about performance indices as they relate to cost, schedule, and scope. Please come expectant. As you can see on the page right there now on your screen, I want you to get prepared for broadcast number 9 by grabbing a copy of my book. The QR code on the screen, you can just take a screenshot of that and it will lead you to the Amazon page where you can get the book. The paperback version is the link. The first link there is the paperback version, and the second link is for the ebook version. Okay. You can also schedule a meeting with me at the Calendly address at the bottom of the QR link, calendly.com/KDE leadership /30 minutes. I've also included CTP initiative details, a link to that, and our annual coaching subscription information. Again, you can schedule a meeting with me to discuss further on that. Calendly.com/KDE leadership /45 minutes. All right. Having said that, you can also connect with me on LinkedIn to receive notifications about these fireside chats. We have about 5 more of them scheduled every other Monday until sometime in July 2024. I want you to have a focused, successful, and satisfying 2 weeks. And see you at our 9th broadcast on Monday, 13th of May, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. This is Dr. KD Ewulu. I'm rooting for you as always, even as you balance micromanagement with micromanagement, and as you get the best out of your uniquely equipped team members. Cheers and take care. See you all soon. Bye for now.